I've put together a compilation of some of my favourite pumpkin carving videos, perfect for Halloween. And if you're new here, you might want to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. I'm going to start by showing you how to make this pumpkin eating a mini pumpkin. Once you've removed the top and cleaned out your large pumpkin, we need to use a mini pumpkin to gauge the size of the mouth. Then use a marker pen to draw a sort of teardrop shape around the mini pumpkin. Cut out and remove this section of pumpkin. Then draw a line around the hole for the mouth. And fill in some teeth. Use a small knife to cut just through the skin on the outside line, and cut a small gap between the teeth, top row, and the bottom. Cut the pumpkin skin off the front of each tooth, and tidy it up. Cut out some eyes and a nose, and I'm using black marker pens to draw on some pupils. And that's our large pumpkin ready to use. Next I'm drawing a sort of sad and shocked face onto the mini pumpkin, cut out the design, and empty the contents out through the mouth. There's our mini munchkin ready to be eaten. Wedge it in between the teeth, and that's our first pumpkin display finished. If you like, you can add some happy mini pumpkins alongside. It looks great, and it's really not that difficult to do. For the next one, I'm going to show you how to make this pumpkin with really huge pointy fangs. And then light it up with fire. Once you've removed the top and hollowed it out, use a pen to draw on a huge wide open mouth, some eyes, and long pointy teeth along the bottom. Then fill in between with smaller ones across the top. Carefully cut out and remove the pumpkin in between each of the teeth. Then cut through the skin all the way around the mouth line, same as we did before. And remove the skin from in front of the teeth. Clean it up. And cut out eyes. It should look like this. It's got these huge pointy fangs, and it looks great if we light it up with a candle or a flashlight. But I decided to take this outside, somewhere safe, and turn it into a flaming pumpkin. I put inside a handful of cotton wool, and poured in some lamp oil so the cotton wool absorbed it. Then I lit it up with a long-reach lighter through the mouth. It's a slow-burning fuel, so it takes a minute or so to really get going. Make sure you stand well back and keep a safe distance. The flames can rise up a couple of feet. Here's another flaming pumpkin design which I made 8 years ago. For this one I used a toilet roll instead of cotton wool. And it's been my YouTube profile picture ever since. Pretty cool, huh? I've also now enabled memberships to my channel. For a small monthly fee, you'll get access to my exclusive emojis, a badge of honour next to your username, discount on merch like these Halloween socks or hoodie, and more. You can find out details by clicking the join button and taking a look. Next I'm going to show you how to make these really cool superhero pumpkins. For the Spider-Man one, I started by drawing on the eyes, then lines out from the centre, join them all up like this to form a web, and draw the outline of his face around it. The pen I'm using allows me to wipe it off with wet kitchen paper, which is really useful to correct mistakes. Once you're happy with it, make the lines nice and thick, and as even as possible. Then use a sharp knife to cut in between the lines and remove the pumpkin skin. If you smudge any of the black onto the pumpkin flesh, don't worry, we can sort this out later. Cut out the eyes. Then wash off all the ink with water. If you've still got ink on the flesh afterwards, you can remove it by slicing it off. And there's our finished Spider-Man pumpkin. Next I'm using this pumpkin to show you how to make the Batman logo. I'm starting by drawing on the outside surround, then the Bat logo inside, which is held on with tabs at each end. Cut it out, and it's as simple as that. Here's our two superhero pumpkins. I lit mine up with small flashlight torches. This Spider-Man face just glows, and the lines are nice and intricate. And this Batman logo would look great beaming down from an upstairs window. In one of my previous videos, I even showed you how to make a minion pumpkin. If you want to watch that one later, there's a link in the description. But next I'm going to show you how to make this amazing spewing pumpkin. When I cleaned out all the stringy innards and pumpkin seeds, I kept them in a bowl because we can use them later. I drew on the pumpkin face, starting with upturned eyebrows, some squinty eyes, and a wide open mouth. For the eyebrows and the eyes, instead of cutting a hole, I just removed the skin from the flesh, then cut out the mouth. And I darkened the eyes with a mixture of food colouring, which I painted on. Then I used mine as part of a Halloween display, and I had guacamole spewing out of his mouth. I added a salsa dip and filled around with tortilla chips to make a nacho snack bar. You can even remove the lid for a sour cream dip. You can do the same thing with a tray of oven-baked nachos and spoon the guacamole across the middle. It makes a great display for a Halloween party. Scooping up the spew and eating it is kind of gross, but good. If you prefer, you can just use the innards we saved earlier to make a display like this. So it looks like he's spewing up his insides. Pretty gross, huh? Or you could set it up in the bathroom so it looks like he's spewing down into the loo. This'll give your guests a real surprise when they go to the toilet. For the next one, I removed the letters from one of these lightbox message boards, then used a letter to make 2 rows across the front of the pumpkin, like this. Then remove the skin with a knife. You want to cut it just deep enough to hold the letters in place, like this. Now you can write your Halloween message and make it glow with a candle. And if you like, you can even carve a face on the other side. It's really cool. And you can use the message board to write whatever you like. You can make a spinning pumpkin disco ball by piercing a series of holes around the pumpkin with a screwdriver. Or you could use a hand drill. Then I used some thick cord which I poked through one of the holes and tie a knot in the other end. Pull it through and do the same on the other side. To make it stronger, I added a second string. Then I tied them together with another length and hung it from a strong hook on the ceiling. You could hang it from a tree branch. Make sure your knots are nice and secure and light it up with a flashlight. Give it a little spin and watch it glow. To make this one, I started by drawing a line about 1/3 down from the top all the way around. Then I drew on a face. Next I cut a hole in the back of the pumpkin and hollowed it out through here. I carved out the face and removed all the pumpkin skin from above the line we drew. Clean off any pen marks. Then use a knife or even a ballpoint pen to carve squiggly lines all the way around for a brain. And when you're done, it should look something like this. I tidied up the teeth and used some black acrylic paint to paint in the eyes. You can also take another pumpkin, roughly the same size, and chop off the top to make a top for the head. And sit it on. I put a torch inside to light it up. And you can remove the top. If you like, you can take some green Halloween slime, which I showed you how to make in another video, and have it running out of the mouth. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell if you want to be notified with future content. And you can click on the links if you want to see more really cool Halloween videos. Have fun, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.